About 10 years ago, I bought a little rundown shack and decided I wanted to remodel it. What I wanted was a modern home. And then I looked around at what was out there that talked about modern design or modern lifestyle, and there really wasn't much. So I decided to start my own magazine. I'm Lara Hedberg-Beam, and I'm the founder of Dwell magazine. And now Dwell's on TV, the first design show dedicated to life at home in the modern world.
In this episode, Modern in Austin, Texas. In one home that reveals itself slowly. And on the range, another home that leaves nothing to the imagination. Plus, design wonder boy Kareem Rashid takes plastic furniture in new directions.
I'm Clark Lyda.
I'm Jay Hargrave.
And this is the Hill House.
On one of the highest points in North Austin, Texas, amidst 1,700 acres of farmland, entrepreneur Clark Lyda built a glass house he calls home.
My family purchased this property in 1995, and it basically had been in one family for almost 100 years prior to that. Ended up covered in prickly pear and cedar trees. And we started trying to undo some of the damage and are working on replanting some of the native grass species, and ultimately with the goal of preserving the property intact, and so there'll be a little piece of old Central Texas left. When I decided to build a house on this property, I wanted a place that would take full advantage of where it is, and so when I'm out on this property, I want to be out on it. I don't want to be shut in the house, and so a glass house actually works here. I mean, taken out of context, it doesn't make any sense, but when you know that your nearest boundary is a mile away and nobody can see in, you can just see out, it makes sense here.
At just 1,200 square feet, the house is small for its surroundings. The glass box structure is divided in two halves, with a two-story living room and kitchen on one side, and a library, bathroom, and bedroom on the other side. Arched walkways in the brick wall division create a passage from one side to the next.
This room that we're in is roughly a cube. It's about 20 by 20, and then the other half of the house is split into two levels. I mean, it truly is just a box that is intersected by this piece of brick.
And despite its distinct modern lines, Hill House has a handmade quality that speaks farmhouse vernacular. The home is a celebration of local craftsmanship, designed so that its construction would be obvious rather than obscure. The wall that forms the building's backbone is made from local bricks. The handmade steel staircase was crafted by a local blacksmith, and the 4-foot limestone apron that surrounds the home is also indigenous to the area.
There was also a comfort issue to me, and while I wanted a contemporary house, I didn't want an uncomfortably modern house. And so when you take a quick look at this house, it appears very modern. There are a lot of very traditional elements to it, and they are very warm. The house was actually remarkably similar in its complete form to what the original drawing was, and it's far more comfortable than I expected it to be. It was a little disorienting for the first month or so because two walls of the bedroom are glass, and because we're outside of the city lights, you get a lot of moonlight and starlight, and so when I would wake up in the middle of the night, it was like being inside a television set or something. There was this sort of otherworldly glow coming from outside, and it would literally take me 15 seconds to figure out where I was. But now I'm beyond all that, and it's just a very pleasurable place to sleep. I tell people that it's sort of like having all the good parts of camping out without the discomfort.